Hey folks, Kevin here. Well, it is March 28th, 2021, and today what I thought I'd do is, before I remove the tarps in a couple of weeks from now, and since we've had high windstorms this past week and a fair amount of rain, not a lot, and we'll be having more snow coming up, I thought I'd just spend a couple of minutes and talk about some of the benefits of using tarps on the gardens. And one of the mistakes I made when I first started doing gardening, I thought more about ease of access to get to the tarps, and I actually oriented the gardens perpendicular to the way that they are now, especially that garden up there by the house. Now, if I were to repeat gardens again and have the gardens in an area where I didn't already have access roads going around on the property, and then I would make my garden plots rectangular or square, so that all of the tarps that we use, all of the materials, we'd have the same length rows and all. That's just a really wise thing to set up. It makes using tarps much easier in the future. With these tarps, because they start off as being one length and end up being shorter lengths, I have to fold the tarps. Otherwise, I'd have to cut the tarps specifically for each garden plot. But as I mentioned previously, I had the garden beds going perpendicular to the way that they are. And one of the things you can notice right now is that the water is pooling in the paths between each one of these raised garden beds. Now, our garden beds are bigger than most, market gardeners and all. They're a little bit bigger, and our paths are wider as well. And that's our personal preference, and it meets our needs and comfort. As you get older and you're carrying big crates in between the rows, we've decided to have our paths much wider and grow fewer things in our beds. So our tarps are different than most market gardeners. We're now growing in single rows because we don't want to spend time doing weeding and so on. And we also use drip irrigation in these beds. But the thing that I would say is, if you notice the water pooling in these paths, and there's no water at the top end at the north, so the direction that we're pointing right now is north, and coming towards me is south. Our property actually slopes from the northeast to the southwest. And when I decided to work on these beds, I brought this side up and took that side down, and created all different new soil on top of what is a gravel surface here, really bony gravel. So we brought in and composted lots of soil, built our beds. And the reason that we have them in a north-south direction is because now the slope comes down towards me. Notice there's no water pooling between the raised beds at the northern end, and they're pretty much level most of the way except for the very top end down there. And then I build up a little bit of a berm here to help keep the water on the tarps. That really helps with the high winds that we have here. We get tremendous high winds out of the west and out of the northwest during the winter months. And so and the water gets blown out of those most northern ones because you can see the opening between the buildings up there. The wind whips across. You can actually see some wrinkles in the silage tarp there. So the snow and ice and rain collecting in the paths when you have permanent raised beds help to maintain the tarps being in a nice stable position. The other thing I do before I do this, I pull out anything that could potentially be sticking up because it can penetrate the tarps. These are silage tarps. They're black on the outer surface, they're UV resistant, and white on the undersurface. Tarps help to suppress weeds by occultation. And that occultation process suppresses already emerged grasses and weeds from growing. These tarps help to heat up the beds also during the early spring months. And because we have the snow melting and we could have some heavy rains, it helps to keep the beds somewhat dry so that planting in them earlier in the spring is much easier. The ground isn't saturated. Many farmers in this part of the country get the tractor stuck early in the spring trying to get into the fields, get them plowed and set. With using occultation and using weed mats underneath it, we are preventing weeds from emerging and grasses from emerging. Because we have so much snow and we have gravel or dirt paths that we snow blow through, and we use a great big tractor mounted snow blower, it blows dirt and grass and all right up on top of the tarps. That grass and dirt that gets blown up on top of the tarps has seeds in it. And those seeds, if the beds aren't tarped, even if there's holes burnt into the weed mats, the seeds will eventually find their way to those places, and that's more work weeding those areas. So one of our ways of keeping the beds dry or keeping the beds workable early in the spring is to have the tarps. Suppressing weeds is really helpful. Having the beds in the proper orientation and so that they go in down slope, not north, south, east, west. It depends on what the slope of your property is. You can see over on these beds, a lot of the material got washed off with the high winds and the and all, but you could see the dirt still over on the surface. So all those weed seeds are getting blown down into the driveway down in this area. This one, since the winds come out of the northwest, this bed basically gets blown completely devoid of all of the dirt that gets collected there. Because it doesn't get as much of the northern winds from this direction here, you'd see there's quite a bit of debris still here. And I'll use my battery operated leaf blower to try and get a lot of this material off. I did not put our wood chips that I have at this end, I did not build up this last season, so the water did not retain on this area. So you know, ideally, if I were to start a new homestead, I would have rectangular garden plots with fixed numbers of beds. I'd know the width of the garden plot because I decide what size tarps I'm going to use. The larger the tarps, the more energy or people power that you need to move these tarps around. These tarps are folded underneath. They're full length, but I've got them folded underneath so that we can use them in other location. When I take these tarps off of these two garden plots, they'll go out back to an area that will use it primarily for occultation. We're going to take a lawn, put the tarps on top of the lawn, and that will prohibit photosynthesis. The grasses and the weeds that are in the soil out there need the sun for photosynthetic genesis so that they can create the sugars and feed the microbes in the soil and get fed back to the plants. They're going to get starved by having the black silage tarps on the surface of them. I have used like Harbor Freight tarps in the past. You'll see some in some of my videos. They don't hold up very well. These tarps, as long as you don't have sharp sharp stones or obstacles or the stumps of, let's say, in the fall I came through and I ran my two-wheel tractor with a flail mower over the stumps that stuck up from the corn. So we have these bony sections of corn, broccoli main stems. I run the flail mower over those, and that breaks those down into small particles, and no longer is there something that's going to be pushing up from underneath. You can get tape to seal these if there's small tears in them, and that works out very well as well. So that's my idea and my thought, what I've learned about using UV treated black silage tarps And the other thing that I learned was the proper orientation. You want to have your beds facing down slope so that the water and everything doesn't pool. If I had it the other way, I'd have all these pools of water. This way here, I can just broom the water down to this end, put a little suction pump here, and that way I'm not trying to pick up all that massive weight. It doesn't look like that much weight in that water, but there's a fair amount of water. So I thought I'd make this quick video while I was thinking about it, while there's still water in the paths and all, and let you know some of the things I've learned over time. If you found this video of value, please give us a thumbs up, share any thoughts or concerns that you have down below, and by all means, folks, stay safe and take good care of yourselves. Bye-bye now.